Hello everybody, we're the Geeks and the Degenerates. I am Enzo, this is my forever co-host Jum, and today we talk about another fantasy movie that takes place in our world called HELLOOO Terabithia. A small fantasy movie starring Josh Hutcherson and Anna Sophia Robb as Jesse and Leslie, respectively. And it's not more about the fantasy, it's more about the friendship between these two people. Jesse's kind of an outcast, and so is Leslie, and they form a bond outside of school because they have this secret place called Terabithia, this place where their imagination takes hold. And I do like revisiting this movie. I 95% like revisiting this movie. The last 5% I'm just like, oh, that's why I avoided it for years.
I agree. Well, not gonna lie, I kind of put off I put off watching this movie because I really couldn't. It's kind of like my situation with Hachiko and what was the name of the movie with Owen Wilson in it with a dog?
Oh yeah,
anything with a dog, I'm there for the dog, but I'm not there for the plot because I know the plot's gonna break my heart.
Right.
So I put a hold on watching this movie. I only see it in Watch Mojo. I see scenes of the most heartbreaking scene, moments before disaster. I'm like, oh god, yeah. But I do love this entire thing where it did bring me back. Watching this with fresh eyes, I was like, I do remember when I was a kid, I would have a special place where your imaginations would go wild when you're with your friends.
Yeah.
You guys would have a plot for a certain situation and y'all just agreed and just went with it, and we're like, there'll be a gigantic snake and we gotta fight it. And it was like everybody would just be on board. Yeah. And it was very nostalgic watching this movie. Yeah. And it was just I remember when I was a kid. I used to do this shit.
Yeah, same here. It brought me back to the days where I would just go to the park and play with my neighborhood friends, and we just imagine whatever. I do love the chemistry between Josh Hutcherson and Anna Sophia Robb. Their chemistry is great, and it's the reason why this movie works so well. They come from not too well off families. Jesse's dad works at the store, and Leslie's parents are artists, and
I think they're rich because they drive a Mercedes.
That's true. They're definitely more well off than Jesse's.
Yeah, they're very well off. That's why Leslie was able to give him that very expensive painting kit.
Yeah. And poor Leslie and Jesse are just victims of bullying. Leslie has to deal with the girl who blocks people from going to the bathroom, and Jesse has those two guys. One who's constantly you're dead meat, and you're like, what the fuck is your problem, man? Is that all you have to say?
Yeah.
And there are themes that they touch on. You find out that the girl who's bullying Leslie, she's going through the absolute worst in life, and you're like, oh, okay. And it's just them growing up, or having this coming of age tale. They also have a really cool music teacher. That's
Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
At some points, you tend to forget how old Zoe Deschanel is.
Yeah, exactly.
Even in the show New Girl, she still looks young.
Right.
But you forget that she was already in her 20s back in 2007.
Right.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, and you're just like, you're still rocking those bangs.
She wasn't. At first, I was like, who is this? She looks familiar.
She didn't
have the bangs.
It was the eyes that gave it away. I was like, are you fucking Zoe Deschanel?
It was her. It was the eyes and her voice. I was like,
yeah.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah. Again, something I could relate to as a kid, being like, I remember having a teacher like that. The teacher that you had a crush on and you could relate to the most, or who wasn't too strict, just the right amount of professionalism. Well, this teacher,
or where the whole class just enjoyed being taught by them.
Yeah. The CGI for the fantasy scenes, I think ages well.
It was like it was like, and plus since it was it wasn't really
the
focusing on the whole Terabithia place.
Yeah,
a lot of the times it's very abstract. You could barely see it. You kind of have to squint your eyes just to see it.
Yeah.
So like a lot of it just gets lost. It kind of felt like a kid's imagination.
Yeah.
Like yeah, you would know the construct, but you don't know what it's made out of. You don't know every bit of detail.
And I think Josh and Anna were cast at the right age because they
Mm.
were told to act against nothing, and we've seen grown ass adults try to do that in Star Wars and fail miserably. You're like, yeah, that's why you cast them young, so they have this sense of imagination to play with. Um, though, what I was like, why does this movie cause me so much pain? And then Jesse was like, careful of that rope, and you're like, ah, all right, god damn it.
Yeah.
Uh,
There is a certain scene where I was like, "Oh, that's not okay."
is it-
Not, yeah.
when Jesse was with the teacher in the museum,
Yep.
I was like,
Not kids. By the way, even if the teacher is cool, you don't say yes to this.
yeah, definitely not. I get,
Even if it is Zoe Deschanel, like,
yeah, like stranger danger still applies in the situation. I get that the book was written in the 50s and it was a different time, but like this
Yeah.
was made during the 2000s, and Jesus Christ, like watching that scene, I'm like, oh, I'm uncomfortable.
yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of being uncomfortable, I've been watching a lot of Peacemaker, and you can't take the dad seriously. Like I know I've seen him in like the Terminator 2
Yeah,
Judgment Day, but it's just like seeing him in his old age, and I'm just like, that's the White Dragon.
right. Like you are versatile from playing good, hardworking dad to playing an absolute racist in Peacemaker season
Yeah.
1.
He's still kind of like a very out of date dad.
Yeah, like tough love kind of deal, dad. Like especially when
Yeah.
Jesse loses those locks. You're like, I hope they don't carry the discipline from the 50s, because Jesus Christ, let's not do that.
Yeah. I mean, even like you see the dad has a little bit of favoritism. Like he tends to his daughter more than he does to his son.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap the bandit job, because the last time he saw Leslie when he's like in the rain, and you're like, I was like, this is the last time, isn't it? When I rewatched this movie, and then he comes back from his sus field trip with Zoe Deschanel, and it's just, the scene is so well done. I forgot how painful it was when you're like, oh, we've been trying to call you. Why? Your friend Leslie is dead. And you're just like, up to now, I'm still like, how again? And you're like, oh, the rope broke and she must have hit her head and she drowned. And like,
Yeah.
not that I ever wanted to see it as a kid, and now I'm just like, but the fact that she's killed off screen, you're just like, it just feels like how life goes in general. Sometimes someone's there 1 minute and then the next they're gone all of a sudden. You're just
Yeah.
like left with grief. You're like, you're still questioning how and like why.
Yeah. And you clearly understand that feeling of like how he was just like, I could have been there, or I could have invited her to go with me to the museum.
Yeah.
Like there's so many of like how it could have been,
Yeah.
but it just ended up like that.
I do love the scene when his dad has to confront and comfort him when he's like, is she going to hell? And you're like, oh damn, this kid's imagination
Yeah.
just going everywhere.
It was like, what part of America are we in where even the little girl's like, you don't believe the Bible? You're going to hell.
Well, that has the perfect response when he's like, I don't think God's going to send such an angel to hell, and there's no way. And Jesse just has to deal with it. Even the English teacher at the beginning, she tells him words of advice and wisdom of like how to deal with this. That's the part I was like, fuck, I forgot about this. I forgot how a great advice this is. At the same time, I was like, I don't need my heartstrings to be pulled anymore, miss. Can you stop the scene? Even the girl that bullied Leslie stands up for Jesse when she's like, Dex, Mister, you're dead meat, and you're like, you're about to be dead meat.
I love that little like caveat of like, she like sits beside him and was like, hey. And like, oh, there's a little bit of camaraderie, and you see her like kind of do this with her hands, and you see she has a huge ass ring. I was like, damn.
It's like, she hit him with a ring hand. Jesus.
I think so. You saw that kid bleeding.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god. Again, you're like, you're about to be dead meat if she kept going on.
Yeah.
And this movie ends nicely with him bringing his sister in to the world of Terabithia. Of like, I'm sorry I pushed you away. Let me bring you into our world. And it ends nicely in the most bittersweet way, because you're just so like, god damn, why did they have to do that to Leslie?
She's still dead.
Yeah.
And not gonna lie, for how old is he? Like, he was like 12 or something?
Yeah.
Kid made a pretty decent bridge.
Exactly.
He didn't talk to his dad at all.
Yeah.
He just made that thing. Is that OSHA certified?
I guess is that I was like, you know what? Let Jesse be. He's going through a tough time. You know?
Yeah. He's making bridges. People grieve different.
Exactly. But yeah, if there's nothing to add here, what would you rate Bridge to Terabithia?
Bridge to Terabithia was a pretty good movie. I don't think it's a pretty good kids movie. I didn't know why Disney was like, you know what? Of all the books, this one. I'm like, okay.
Let's break people's hearts. They forgot they weren't in the 80s anymore. We're like, is this still the time where we can do Land Before Time and kill Littlefoot's mother again? So kids can
there's
become
that one
toys?
executive, he was just like, you know what I miss? The old days.
Exactly. Like, swallow this hard pill called reality and just life. You're like, okay.
It is the equivalent of brushing your teeth and boom, orange juice.
Exactly. I was sad for like 3 weeks after this movie. I was just like I'm still hung up on Leslie. Why did she have to die? People in school were like, "Why are you sad?" You won't understand. Leave me alone.
I'm going into the woods. Yeah. Right away. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Rating it 8 out of 10. It is a pretty damn good movie. It is odd though. There are some scenes here where I was just like, are these people dubbed?
Right.
When they were painting the house, like Leslie's parents were kind of dubbed, and it was like the voice doesn't match
what you're doing.
Yeah, or the scene.
Yeah.
It really did feel like it was voice acted.
Yeah. That's the only weird part out of that. The rest of this movie is just like a slice of life mixed with fantasy. That's why I'll also give this 8 out of 10. Pretty good. Again, the chemistry between Josh Hutcherson and Anna Sophia Robb is like 10 out of 10 by itself. And despite that one field trip scene where I'm uncomfortable watching this, because it is screaming stranger danger, the rest of this movie is pretty solid, especially when it comes to that absolute gut punch of a scene when he comes home and they have to tell him the news, and you're just like, I'm reliving pain all over again. It's like watching Hachiko all over again. I haven't seen that movie in a while too, so I don't plan to, because I was
I don't ever want to.
Yeah, so I'm like, not the dog. But yeah, good stuff. Like, will I watch this movie again? Maybe a few years from now. Who knows? If I feel like it.
I'll show my kid this. So why not?
Yeah, why not? I'll probably show my kid when he's like 15, because that was the same time I watched it the first time. And like, great acting, good effects, and great chemistry, and just a lesson on how to handle grief. Unfortunately, it's like washing up all over again. We were like, oh, I get the message. But yeah, that has been our fantasy week. We haven't ended with like Narnia or like a bigger fantasy movie, because I thought Bridge to Terabithia nobody really talks about on YouTube, so why not seize the opportunity and talk about a movie that really, you can tell, really impacted our lives, especially that scene when we were kids. And I'm sure people who grew up watching this movie will be like, yep, I was emotionally scarred too, and I can join this club as well. And that's why I'm going to ask the audience, what emotionally scarring movie would you like us to do, or would you never watch again? I mentioned Hachiko, and you mentioned Marley and Me. The other one would
Marley and Me. Yeah.
The other one would be definitely Grave of the Fireflies. I've never seen that movie again. I was like, just once.
I don't know why. Like, I've watched it once, And every time I'm like, okay, let's put it on Netflix. And I always like hit like the middle mark. I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't push through.
Like I did start on Netflix once, and then I just saw the mom. I was like, I'm done. No, thank you. It's like I forgot how rough that was. I was like, Jesus Christ, Miyazaki. I thought you made Totoro. What is this?
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Never watching it again.
Yeah. I don't know. I just couldn't stand seeing the kids all like sunken face and they're starving. I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe not now. Put on Alice Moving Castle or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, whatever the traumatizing movie that is, please comment down below. If you want to see more of us, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see your best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. Where can I find you?
You can find me at JumJoM_ on Instagram. It is Maratka.
Until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.